This time on Roadworthy Rescues,
We don't have any brakes.
we don't have any brakes and we're off-roading. This time, I head back to South Dakota to meet up with my brother Sean and get a 78 K5 Blazer back on the trail. Over here at Zweifel Motors in beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota. I actually worked here as a kid. I apprenticed alongside Roger and really kicked off my love for reviving and rescuing cars. We did a lot over the years, and this Blazer has been sitting back here in the grass for as long as I can remember. I think the plates actually say 1991. Now it is a parts truck, but I do want to see if I can get this thing going. Let's just start by walking around the rig here, inspect it a little bit, hook our peepers on it, see what we got going on with this thing. Well, I believe this to be approximately a 78, 79 K5 Blazer. It's been hodgepodge with different parts over the years, kind of going on the build date on the door frame there. But we'll dig through it and see if we can confirm that. Blazers started in '69, and of course they were a direct competitor to the full-size Bronco, and these were really popular. Nice short wheelbase. You can get them in two-wheel drive, which was rare, four-wheel drive, or full-time four-wheel drive, which this unit is right here. Also, you can get them in a half removable top, like this one, or this unit next to us has a full removable top. So there are some options there as well. Really fun for off-roading and for what we're gonna do. Go around to the Black Hills, splash through some puddles, see some sights. So we'll kind of walk around and see what we got going on with this one. One of the clues to full-time is the hub and also the shift pattern on the inside. It doesn't say high, low, two-wheel, stuff like that. It's just high and low. And then on the visor, there should be a sticker that'll also tell us. I don't know what wheels these are. I have no clue. Kind of funny looking. It's rusty, but you know, just enough weight reduction to give us an advantage in the trails. Rockers are shot, that's fine. Already restored that pretty much. Glass seems to be pretty good. Kind of got the original rally wheel on back here actually, but it's a GMC hubcap for some reason. But again, parts have been just swapped all the way around. Cheyenne badge, or it's a custom deluxe. I don't know yet. This bumper is in beautiful shape, but check this out. 1991 hanging off of this thing. Centennial plate, that's pretty cool. But this glass here, watch this. See if it still works. I'll be dipped. We already got mud tires. Wrong bolt pattern. We kind of use vehicles for storage out here, so they always have miscellaneous stuff in here, but top's in pretty decent shape. Nothing really wonky back here yet, so that's good news. Frame looks to be pretty decent. I don't know, I mean, the exterior is not bad. Needs some glass. I mean, a guy could probably peek through right here. Not so much here, you know, but beggars can't be choosing on it or whatever. All right, yeah, so here I got February of '78. Sure, look at these seat covers, brand new. Just need dusted off, basically. We got the Audio Magic, here is that. We got the low lock, high lock, backer, forwarder. Yep, here's the sticker up here, full-time four-wheel drive. So this would probably be the new Process 203 transfer case in this unit. Mileage is 43,000. 1,043,000, I'm gonna say. Smells like a snake den full of Old Spice. It's kind of confusing. I wanna like it, you know what I mean? Carpet's in great shape. This is really cool. The original build sheet for this truck. Let's see what we got. Ah, this is big. 373 rear end or gear axle. That's gonna help us off-roading, especially with the tires I want to put on this thing. And then we got the 350 V8 4-barra putting out, you know, all of the donkeys and ponies and horses. This is really cool. I'm gonna put that up there. It should stay with the truck. Well, let's get under the power barn, see what we got going on under there. Oh yeah, there it is. We got V's of 8s in here. Oh yeah, we got a 4-barrel. It's got the quadribog on it. Bob, Bob. The AC pump is still on this. I can't believe that, but I got to. I'm looking right at it. There it is. Oh, lightning whirler. That doesn't look good. Probably a clue as to why it was parked. The ignition module was unplugged, but it's still in there. I actually know for a fact this is going to be missing a starter because I pulled it out to put in my other Blazer 2 years ago, a year ago. I don't know. It was a time ago. But other than that, everything's here. Rad's in here. We got a good base. I'm not even sure where to start. I guess we should see if we have keys and get a starter back in this thing. See if we can get her spinning over. I've got an idea what I want to do with it. If we're going to take a wheeling in the Black Hills, we're going to need some ground clearance right away. Lots of rocks. I think I'm going to throw a 4-inch lift on this, some 35-inch tires, clean it up a little bit, hop up the engine, get some more HPs out of it. And then, you know, lastly, maybe like brakes and stuff like that. Now, this is a big to-do list. I'm going to need some help. I got just the guy. It's my brother, Sean. How's it going?
It's going.
So, you ready to tear into this thing?
I am.
We got a lot of work to do in just a couple days.
Yes, we do.
Why don't we start by having you put the starter in you just took out a couple years ago?
Yep.
And then I'll find some keys and see if I get the ignition going.
It's a good start, I think.
All right, here we go.
Before we start, I think we're going to cut some of these weeds down to minimize on insect bites and give us some more visual clearance here around the vehicle.
I'm going to make him do all the work today. Shock is broke off in here, but that's fine. You don't need all 4 of them.
That didn't go far.
Watch the bumper, man. We'll leave the jack under here so emergency personnel can get them out faster.
Oh.
You fit?
Yep. The exhaust is off.
It is?
Yes.
Straight manifold?
Yes. And the inspection cover's off.
So someone was getting ready to pull the motor. We're kind of just doing some automobile archaeology here, trying to figure out why this was parked. I don't recall. We got the exhaust unbolted, the ignition is taken off. We took the starter off, but inspection cover's missing. Is there a torque converter in it?
Yes.
Maybe she's blow it up. The good news is we have an even better option right next to us. Just in case. Well, good luck with the starter. I'm gonna figure out a key.
Okay.
Door stop 3000. Okay. It turns out there is no key for this rig. So what I'm gonna have to do, oh, someone was already in the process. Okay, we're gonna pull the steering wheel and put a new ignition tumbler in it. So that way we actually have a key and, you know, that'll help. We could start it that way, in theory. Need a puller.
Safety squints engaged.
Oh, it's all coming back to me. Sean dropping dirt in his face. Me just watching, laughing. Well, anyway, bolt puller wasn't pulling, so I just gave her a, you know, the old 1-2, and it actually popped off. Well, successful steering wheel operation, and now we've got not only 1 key, but 2. Plus, I did a poverty alignment. Yeah, you can do that. Wheels were straight, steering wheel was crooked, so when I put it back together, you just crooking the steering wheel the other way. Now everything is straight. Nice. Yep. So far, we've got a new starter in, and we've got a new key in. We're gonna drop this fresh battery in here, check the oil, and then see if this thing rotates. Fingers crossed, engine rotates. Oh yeah. Boy, it's got a bad gallop in it. That galloping sound means one of the pistons is significantly lower on compression than the rest. Could be a burned valve, bent valve, bad rings, sticky rings. We might even just have a plug missing. I don't even know. But the good news is the engine rotates, and if a small block Chevy rotates, it'll run.
It'll run.
So why don't we rig up a makeshift fuel system? We'll take it right from the pump and like put a jug in or something.
Yep.
While you're working on that, I'll see what's going on with this Lightning whirler. It's all torn apart and ignition module's unhooked, and I don't know. It might just be easier to get a El Cheapo replacement. And
It looks like that cap's been off for quite a while, so.
yeah. Sean's gonna do a temporary fuel system over here. We don't know what's in this tank. It's definitely gonna be varnish, could be rust. I'll get a spark, we twist the key again. Hopefully it fires up and we could drive it down to the shop and continue working on this thing. Ignition module is gone and the wires are chewed. So this distributor is shot. Can a guy just take this one out? Oh, getting woozy. Woo! And richer than Oprah. What I'm doing here is pulling the #1 spark plug out. I don't know what the timing orientation is right now in relation to the distributor, so I gotta set it at top dead center. And I'm gonna do that by sticking my finger in the sparkulator hole. Sean's gonna crank it. When it comes to its compression stroke, we're at top dead center. Then I could drop a new distributor in and point that rotor correctly to the cap, and then put all of the lightning hoses back in. Bump. Right there. Should be able to take a peek at the timing tab. Yeah, it's basically right on the money. Old Lightning whirler coming out. Buzz. See all the wires chewed up, broken. Mechanical advance is stuck. It's a good rebuilder.
Looks like all of them are a little rich, but we'll just throw a new set of plugs in while Derek's gonna build out the plug wires and we'll go from there. Might have got a little bit of water in that cylinder.
Well, if we're gonna be pulling around these big tires, 35-inch boggers is what we're gonna be using. Gotta try to get as much pep out of this 350 as we can. So along with the high performance distributor, instead of using a stock style wire, we're gonna go ahead and make some performance wires. Just gotta bust these ends on really quick, cut them all the length, get those laced in. Fuel system is done. Sean got that done. He also put new sparkulators in. So we're just waiting on me to finish these up, and hopefully we can hear this thing run. All right, go ahead, Sean. Okay, hold on. For some reason that sounds like it's only firing while it's being cranked, and when you let off the key, it's shutting off. Troubleshooting in the digitals, great. Okay, got power there, then crank. Loses power. Jiggle the key. Again. That fixed it.
Just jiggling wires around.
I think the ignition switch just had some corrosion in it. By racking it back and forth a bunch, it cleared it up. There we go. Oh, can't see nothing.
We got good oil pressure.
There we go. All right, try it again. Boy, it's not sounding like it's delivering oil to the valve train, that's for sure. Sounds like a bunch of wooden leg tap dancers in there, just tippity-tip-tip, tippity-tap. Says oil pressure though, right?
Yeah.
Rockers are dry. Hindsight being 12/16, we should have put a filter in here.
We got one right there I can cut in real quick.
Might not be a bad idea. It was not pulling fuel. Let's prime the diaphragm. Try to get that crusty old diaphragm lubed up. I just don't understand how radiator cap's good. Empty.
Ready?
Yep. Okay, the pump just started pumping at the very last second. So I think that diaphragm was just really crispy.
Dry.
And wasn't diaphragming. But that's as long as I want to run it without getting any ice cube juice in here. I'm starting to see a little bit of oil moisture on the rocker finally, but it is a banging in there. I'm thinking if we get this down to the shop, we change the oil, put some thicker stuff in there, or maybe thinner. Have to think about it. All right, water, here we go. It would be smart of us to put antifreeze in it. Oh no.
Head gasket?
Oh no. Pour it in again. Oh yeah, there's an entire window on the side of the head. Right now, what we got is water leaking directly out of the head. Can't really see in there to what's going on. Couple options: cracked head, freeze plugs, or there is a temperature sensor that typically goes on the captain side over here for your temp gauge. I'm just hoping that for some reason is missing, which would be super bizarre. Either way, if we're going off-roading, it's got to stay, cool. That would be nice. We got to take this pump out of the way to see what's going on.
That's exactly what it is. Hole for the sending unit.
Block plugged. Now we'll fire it up again and let this fuel pump go back to work. Okay, go ahead. Sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does.
Well, ready to pull a motor? The valve train sounds like ball peen hammers on concrete. That's great. It says we have oil pressure, but I don't know if we got a bent valve or stuck valve or what the deal is, but that sounds terrible. Noise isn't valve train. The noise is something with the flex plate.
Oh.
A starter hitting the flex plate, or is the flex plate broke? Why was there a torque converter in here, and why is the inspection cover missing? Could have been making that noise, and they're going,
What is it?
what is it? Transmission is loose from the engine. Best way to get ticks is just, lay in it, basically. We're trying to eliminate potential causes here before jumping to any conclusions that it's severe, like a main bearing or a rod bearing, which I didn't even want to say it out loud, but I just did. This side is missing the bolt. I need a 76-foot extension for this socket. Discovered that missing a bell housing bolt and the rest of them were loose, so they weren't mated correctly, and that's what was causing that flex plate to be on around, make a bunch of weird noise. There we go. Listen to this transfer case though. Reverse. Oh, don't want to do that too many times. We might be swapping transfer cases. This Blazer's been sitting up here in this grass for the better part of 20 years or more, and it's finally running, and we're about to move it under its own power. It really didn't take a lot. We put a starter in it, battery, makeshift fuel system, ignition system, couple little doodabs here and there. We got about 200 yards to the shop. Doesn't seem like a lot, but we've got to navigate the trees and cars. We're gonna make some upgrades to this thing before we actually head out into the trails, make it a little bit more capable and hopefully reliable. Man, I'm fired up to go wheeling, honestly. It's been a while.
It's been a while for me to full-size rig, to be honest.
So the brakes are good.
That's a really big change for you.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm stalling it, is I'm not using brakes. By the way, we have like 10 voltages left for the lightning storm system.
Well, maiden voyage is not very long.
This is crazy, man. This Blazer sat in that grass for as long as the first day I worked here. For as long
As I can remember coming out here.
And here we are driving the thing.
Yep.
Well, we located that other transfer case. We had a 92.6% chance it was going to work. And nope. Different spline count, and that's a nightmare with the drive shafts and everything else. We just don't have time for that. So we talked it over, and I think we're just going to try to take it as easy as possible on the chain in this transfer case, and just go ahead and put a lift on it and more rotating mass, bigger tires. That should help. So we're going to get this thing cribbed up somehow, bust these old springs off, get new springs in, and work towards getting those bigger tires on. You want some safety glasses?
Oh, everything's good.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Success! Well, the good news is 4 hours later, we know what to do on the other side.
Easy.
Boom! This is Roger's Weifel. This is his place, Weifel Motors here, Piedmont, South Dakota. I actually worked for him all through school and then some, didn't I?
Well, yeah.
He taught me a lot.
Oh, boy.
He did, including how to set fires with
What
grinder
fire
wheels.
did we set? You're going to set one now with that thing?
Yeah. We got everything disconnected. We got tie rod off, shocks off. We're gonna leave the drive shaft in, that'll hold the axle in place basically, but instead of taking the U-bolt nuts off, which is gonna take forever, I'm just gonna take the death wheel and, you know, try to slice them off. We do have like 16 gallons of gas, some brake clean, some WD-40, some other penetrants, you know, in the area. So this should get interesting. Woo! That's hotter than Larry Bird's 3-point average. Pickle with the Tanya Harding. We are putting a 4-inch lift in this, and we're gonna do all springs. So typically you would, of course, do springs in the front here, but in the back you could do blocks or a shackle flip, but we wanna go all the way and just actually put full springs. We're gonna eliminate the sway bar in the front as well, so the truck gets some more articulation. Well, we are losing light. I think we're gonna go ahead and call it for tonight. Quite a bit of progress today. Stubborn bolts, rusted hardware, you name it. The new front leaf springs are in. Tomorrow we just got U-bolts, shocks, steering stabilizer. Then we can move to the rear, which fingers crossed should be a lot less complicated and easier. Then we gotta worry about things like exhaust and hopping up the engine and tires, wheels, and you name it. But it's looking much better. See you bright and early tomorrow. It's officially day 2 on our K5 project back here. We're attempting to take this from a field straight to off-roading in the Black Hills of South Dakota. So far, we've driven it 200 yards. So it makes sense to put complete suspension now and tires and wheels and hop up the engine and a whole bunch of other bolt-ons. If everything goes to plan, this is gonna be a lot of fun. But it won't, probably. That's good. They got some tabs busted off for the old shock mount, but there was that blazer right next to this one. I think I'll just cut a tab off, bring it back down, and try to cobble in some other ear so the shock holds. You need like a stack of washers or a nut or something. Pinch, danger, injury, injury. This is where I walk away.
I'm trying to get the shock in, and I cut the holding strap. So now I'm struggling with the jack, trying to decompress the shock to get it mounted.
Technically, it would be compressing the shock.
Yeah, compressing.
I mean, am I supposed to help you or
Well, I mean, can you just loosen it a little bit?
down?
Yeah, down.
Boom. That was like a center. There you go.
Now that I struggled to get the shock in, we realized that it is the wrong length. As you can see, it's completely bottomed out and we don't even have the weight on it yet. So we're gonna have to round up some new shocks and go from there.
So what I'm doing here is I need to lengthen this slightly to keep the geometries correct with our pitman arm here. 4 inches right on the border when you need to change the pitman arm and put what's called a drop pitman arm, which actually does the opposite. The pitman arm lifts up to connect to this instead of being a downwards curve like this. That process, however, is legendary. It takes a lot of heat, huge hammers, multiple swear words, and hours of swinging and hitting and heating and prying and bending. We're trying to avoid that. We're gonna lengthen this out, hook it up, and hope that we don't have bump steer, which is when you hit bumps, the geometry here will just automatically turn the wheel. It's really fun on the highway. You should try it. No, don't do that. It's bad. Boom. Now I'll just verify the steering wheel placement. Should still be really crooked and pointing at 10 o'clock. And then we know we nailed it. Oh yeah, it's right on the money. Also an exceptional ladder. Is Tommy Lee Jones still alive?
I think so.
Ready?
Yeah, that was way easier with two people. Well, while Derek's working on the exhaust, I'm going to start taking these calipers off, getting the new brakes put on. Need stop power for the big tires we're putting on here.
So we're in Roger's shop here trying to fix up this brake line a little bit. The banjo bolt is too big to fit the new extended brake lines, which we need because of the lift. The factory ones are going to be too short and break. So we're just rigging this up in the bench, what is this called? Drill press?
Drill press, yep.
And we're going to, you know, make it bigger. At least that's the idea. You get in that way if I bring it around?
There we go.
There. I don't know. Smooth operator. I don't know if that's a song, but it is now. So here's what we were running on the K5, some miscellaneous snow tire. It's a 225 60 16 or something like that. Not gonna cut it up in the hills. So we gotta have a little bit of an upgrade here. And I wanted that classic look. So we went with 35, 12.5, 15 Super Swamper boggers on some good old American racing wheels here. Just really screams 1999 and I don't know, Guns N' Roses. You know what I mean? So we'll throw this on. I think it's gonna look awesome. Yep. That's exactly what I was looking for. We put some weight on this though. We might have to get out the old do a little karate on the fender, but looks awesome though. Sean's been working hard on the steering stabilizer here. It stabilizes your steering. But really, when you put bigger tires and wheels on like this, these are almost impossible to balance. What ends up happening is your steering wheel starts bouncing all over the place. This is gonna help dampen that with the dual kit new ones. This is the original OEM one, and you could tell it's bad because of the way that it is, basically. So this is gonna replace just this little guy back here and hopefully keep us on the road a little bit. Like a trombone. That was really stupid. I hope I never do that again in my life. So we're gonna go ahead and flip the Blazer around here. We'll get the rear of the lift taken care of, and then we've got a terribly bad U-joint up here we've got to address, but we're just trying to get the lift done, and then we'll start addressing all the little stuff.
Oh. Completely bent that shock mount there.
Well, I've got a lot of the same going on here in the rear. It's basically rinse and repeat of the front, brake lines, shocks, U-bolts, springs, you name it. So while I'm doing this, you've got to check out Roger's Weifel's car collection. We got more of a museum going with the automobilia and everything
it's
else.
Fun.
So you guys can go check out his collection. I know you're going to enjoy it.
This is my 40 Ford Coupe Deluxe. When I was young, that was the second most popular car in America.
All that gas is probably good.
68 Camaro, I bought from the original owner when gas went up to 58 cents. He's not gonna pay that, he bought a Volkswagen. Most valuable car, this is a Buick station wagon. It wasn't valuable when I bought it in '62, but it's very valuable now.
Roger's collection is so big, it would literally take hours to drink it all up. The best thing to do, honestly, is stop by, say hi to him, and check it out for yourself. There we go.
Installed.
Now! Fixed.
We're geniuses.
Well, we got the old fuel tank out, and it's full of dirt and varnish and about everything you could think of. Legos, chicken bones, who knows. We don't have a new sending unit, though. However, this one looks absolutely pristine. The fuel gauge, I believe, was working. I'm going to ohm this out really quick with a multimeter, just make sure it's working. And then we got to reassemble all of this and get it back in the truck. Mark Chestnut's on tour.
Oh.
Stubborn mule. Whoever made these clamps, I just want them fully, like door kicked in, FBI audit. Man. Okay.
Let it go. It's already gone.
Well, here we are at the end of day 2, plugging away on the K5 Blazer here. Quite a bit done today. We got the lift kit done with new shocks, brake lines, the steering stabilizer kit as well. The tires and wheels changed the whole look of the truck. I think it looks really great. New fuel tank, sending unit cleaned up, fuel lines, oil change. We're getting very, very close to taking this thing wheeling, but we're losing daylight. So we'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Hey, we want to take this K5 off-roading in the Black Hills here, and we're getting so close. Now it runs, it's got a lift, it's got tires and wheels, it's got a fuel system, ignition system, but we still need to take a little test drive in this thing. If all goes well, we could be wheeling tonight, tomorrow, very soon.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. So we're going to run up the hill. There's a bunch of stuff in the back, tires, wheels. It's a good excuse to just go putt around and see our progress to date. Let's do this thing. I'm in. Well, before we start wrenching today, I think the guy's gonna actually go ahead and pressure wash everything, clean everything up. Then we're gonna push it back, make a punch list, and divide and conquer. Well, the guy went ahead and cranked up the accountability. Made a punch list here. It looks like quite a bit, but basically we could break this into hopping up the engine, and then we've got basically axle repair and fender cutting and things like that. But John's already removing the front axle shaft, got to get a U-joint in that. We might end up doing both sides, just trying to be preventative. New carb, performance intake, throw some valve covers on it, put in a new aluminum radiator, got to fix the alternator bracket, hook up the fuel tank that we put in, battery hold down, cut the fenders, brake light repair, remove the top, delete the heater core, check the rear diff. I did the front one, check all the fluids, fill it up with gas, and finally, off-road. I'm pretty optimistic we'll have this done today. No, I'm gonna be here a while. So we went ahead and got the engine tore down here. Everything looks good. Went through the rockers, the push rods, the lifters, kind of a visual inspection. Looks pretty good. Pulled off the water pump, inspected that. That seems fine, cleaned it up, threw that back on. So now I can start slapping some speed parts on. We'll put a air gap intake on it, an Edelbrock carburetor, some shiny parts in there. Them add horsepowers, you know. John's down there cleaning and rebuilding the knuckles, putting new ball joints and stuff in, not really. But he did get the axles out. We're gonna get those rebuilt, put all that in. And he was able to knock free the old steering arm. So we're gonna go ahead and put that different steering arm in there as well. Not really needed again with this particular lift, but we have it. Let's go ahead and throw it on. We're having some pretty good progress. I think we're gonna have it buttoned up by the end of the day. I shouldn't have said that, but I did. We put in a bigger aluminum radiator and 2 whirly-woos to blow the wind on the motors, you know? Gonna wire all this in, get the digital fan set up with an automatic temp switch. So when it reaches 180 degrees, bingo, bango, those fans kick on and the engine stays cool. in theory.
We had this a long time. I bought it in the central part of South Dakota, and then my son working over in Iowa had it over there for a while. We did drive it years ago, but it sat a long time. That's not good for him. I moved my car lot, and this baby pulled him across the creek. It was down a bank, across the water, and up. And I had a skittish guy riding with me, and he just screaming. He wouldn't do it again. I put the poor thing through its paces. I should have had these tires and wheels on it. Poor old thing, it did me well, that's for sure. But it's going on to better pastures now. Never looked that nice under the hood before, that's for sure.
What would you do with something like that?
Me?
Yeah.
Put a plow on it for South Dakota.
Yeah.
I got a plow.
The state might hire you to clear the fire trails.
That's a thought.
All right, so initial fire up went well. I got about 12 degrees initial timing with the lightning whirler and everything there. Very basic setup on the fuel make it happener. Now we'll stick a vacuum gauge on it. After I set timing, we'll dial in the fuel make it happener, get the timing dialed in, everything like that. Dump some water into the new radiator and let this thing warm back up. Confirm that the coolie things do the cooling thing. John's putting on seat covers. We're getting very down to the bottom of our punch list, which is pretty good. Well, the K5's come a long ways. We're on the same hillside, but we're out of the weeds, and it looks a lot different. We knocked out that list pretty good today, but we did come up with a few smaller things we want to do in the morning really quick. And then, what do you say we just head straight up and do some wheeling?
Absolutely.
That's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see you guys bright in the morning. We're going off-roading. For 3 decades, this K5 sat with a suspected bad transfer case. Lo and behold, putting U-joints in the front axle, I think, solved that issue.
I believe so.
This truck is ready to not only see if it's roadworthy, but potentially off-road worthy. You ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
Let's go find some trails. I mean, it rides really smooth.
It does, right? What happened? We hit rock or something?
I think the shocks were a good call. They seem to be working
Really, really well.
I'm so blessed to do what I do, man. It's not even funny. Except for this door lock in my armpit right now.
That's why I'm doing this.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Don't do that a lot.
That's how you break U-joints.
Yes, it is.
Okay, noted. You know, like they say, the path least chosen is the shortest distance.
And it sure is.
What is on my hand? Where is this coming from?
It's yellow, whatever it is.
Ah, smells terrible. Bird poop? Finally, some mud.
My head almost hit to the roof there.
30 years sitting in a field, hitting mud holes, climbing rock hills, riding the trails, having fun. This thing is a blast. I don't think I've giggled this much in quite a while. It's been a fun couple days, and of course, all the fields. Roger had to stop in and just pour the stories on about how he used this exact truck to move his car dealership, pull cars to the creek, all of this crazy stuff. Dolores, his wife, stopped in, who is so sweet, who usually isn't emotionally attached to cars, hugged me and said, have so many memories in this car. Todd, his son, stopped in. He drove it for a couple of years. I mean, it feels incredible to be a part of that. We've still got quite a few miles to get back down the hill, do some more wheeling. We got plenty of tread left, but I have an idea of what to do with this truck.
I think I might know what you have in mind.
Yeah. First, we got to get back down. Ouch. Dang it. That's not a funny bone. Well, Roger, what do you think?
Did you make it home, apparently?
Yeah.
You got it muddy.
Well, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
We had a lot of fun. Rode the trails for quite a while, found a little mud.
Yeah, I see you've been going a while.
Yeah, it runs great.
That's what your brother said.
I mean, it went everywhere we pointed it,
Isn't
honestly.
that nice? Well,
And
you
then
guys
some.
did a lot of work, too.
Well,
Of
I mean,
course,
yeah,
you know.
it was some wrenching. I know I'm supposed to drive it home, but I think it has more history here with you.
Oh,
And hearing all the stories you told, and Todd and Dolores, I think the right thing to do and what I'm going to do is just leave it here with you.
are you kidding me? Will?
No,
We'll save it from everything but hail. And anytime you want it, it'll be here.
All
And I
right.
won't lose the key.
well, leave it in it.
Somehow,
Leave it in.
I usually do.
I know. I heard you murmur that you wanted a plow truck. What better rig?
There, and I got a plow. Derek, you're going to make tears in my eyes.
No. You've shared so much information and knowledge and helped me out so much over the years. That's the least I can do. Well, that's going to do it. We made a K5 sitting in the field for 3 decades. It's now roadworthy and off-road worthy. And we gave it back to the original owner, Roger, here. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. There's plenty more to save. Thanks again, Roger.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it.